I can't believe I'm making this video. And you're going to say, why? I'm going to talk about my UTI. It's a urinary tract infection. And you're going to say, why in the world it's taking all my guts to talk about it? And the reason I'm talking about it is I was so stupid. I don't want you to be stupid. So I'm doing this because it's the same reason that I even started making videos. I want to inform women, and be it lipstick or blush or stuff like that, but also really let women know that no matter what your age is, I mean, I'm going to be 85 shortly, that you've still got lots of life in you and that you're not invisible, that, I wanted to help women, but at the same time, and so that, well, I know I'm stumbling, but I'm not used to talking about health. I'm not used to talking about urinary tract infections. I can't even believe, as I say, that I'm talking about it. So if I seem a little awkward, it's because I'm not a doctor. I'm not used to talking about this, but at the same time, I think you need to know. I think you need to know what I've learned. I guess that you need to know what I've learned in the past couple of weeks. So please join me for this adventure and don't do what I did. It all started a couple of weeks ago. This is what I mean. I can't believe I'm saying it. I went to the bathroom and I felt burning. Now, I should know, I used to have a lot, maybe not a lot, enough urinary tract infections that I should know that that's what it was. But I told myself, you're probably not drinking enough water, Sandy, so why don't you drink more water? Now, I knew in my head what it was, but I don't know why I didn't call it. Oh, it's hard calling doctors now and getting an appointment. Whatever it was, I didn't do anything, and I felt fine. The next time I went to the bathroom, everything was fine. So I thought, oh, see, I made excuses. So a couple of weeks go by, and everything seems fine. And suddenly, about a week ago, I go to the bathroom. See what I mean? I can't believe I'm saying this. A couple of weeks ago, I go to the bathroom, and the pain is so bad. I mean, it just was incredibly bad. I couldn't believe it, which made me turn around and look into the bowl, which was filled with blood. I know that this is too much information, but I've got to get this message to you. So I immediately panicked, got scared. Well, panic and getting scared are the same thing. Anyway, I get scared. I call one doctor, nobody, have to leave a message, nobody answers. Call another doctor, nobody leaves a message. So, because I figured I need to see somebody, so I go to urgent care right away, and you have to wait for about 45 minutes, maybe an hour. But if you're bleeding, I didn't have to wait for 2, 3, or 4 hours. I go in and speak to the doctor, and she was saying that, a person of my young, youthful age, these are quite common, asked me to give a urine sample. And so I give a urine sample. Just close your eyes close your ears if you don't want to hear. But it's all bloody. And they test it, bring it out, and she says, you've got a really, really bad urinary infection, really bad. So she immediately, writes out a prescription, and she says, but if you get any fever, if you have any pain, I want you to go to the emergency room. And I'm thinking, emergency room? She said, yes, there is the the bacteria and the infection can go up the I don't know what those tubes are called, and then to the kidneys, and you can get a really bad infection that starts with the letter P. And she mentions this 3 times. You know, she wants me to make sure that I'm doing it. And I happen to mention, you know, I stopped taking Vagifem. Is that okay? And she says, well, do you guys know what Vagifem is? So Vagifem is it's a estrogen, but it's a minute amount, and it's really what it does is it's really good for your vaginas, and it barely even shows up in blood. When they do test blood, and even I don't know if this is true, but they even say that women with cancer can take it. But it's a minute amount of estrogen. So what the estrogen does is it keeps it makes good bacteria in your vagina, and it fills it with good bacteria so that the bad bacteria doesn't have room to grow. And you're going to say, why did you stop taking it, Sandy? Because in my infinite wisdom, I decided I was tired of taking it. So I just decided to stop taking it. How smart is that? I mean, how smart? Nobody told me to stop taking it. I just decided it was inconvenient remembering, because I had to take it every Tuesday and Thursday. And then I'd forget, did I take it this Thursday? If not, well, maybe I'd better take it on Friday. Did I take it on Tuesday? I decide, and then I had to remember, where is it? And I had to, did you keep it down there? Did you put it, I had no rhyme or reason, but I stopped taking it. That's the important thing. How long had it been? Maybe a couple of months, So I'd stopped taking it. And she said, you need to take that all the time. She didn't say that was a mistake. She just said, you need to start it again. You need to start taking it. So that's information for you. And what else? So after that, we immediately went to the pharmacist, picked up the prescription, went to the market, got, I think, a case of water. It was really heavy. I didn't go because I wasn't feeling well. My dear husband went, and we were together to pick up the prescription. But then he dropped me off at home and went to the market and picked up water. Did we go together? I don't even remember. One of the things I found out was, and this I found out on YouTube, is that when you go to, let's say, an urgent care, that you give a urine sample and they dip a paper into it. And the paper I saw one, it has different colors on it, and it can tell whether you have a infection or not. But what you need to get is not just the paper. You need to have a culture made of your urine so that it tells you the exact kind of bacteria that you have and what is the best medication for that bacteria. So she gave me one of the antibiotics that is considered the gold standard for UTIs. There's another one, but I can't remember the name of that one either, but it doesn't matter. The doctor needs to know that you need to know that there are 2 specific antibiotics that work on urinary tract infections. So what that also means is that, let's say you think, oh, I've got a urinary tract infection. Well, I'll just take an antibiotic, and you just take it, you've got some leftover amoxicillin or Z-Pak or something. No, you don't do that. You need to find the exact kind of antibiotic that works for that particular bacteria. So I started on the antibiotic, and I got to tell you, within a few hours, it was so much better. She also said that I had to keep on drinking water so that the antibiotic would go through me and would go, go through the bladder, so that it was constantly being washed, and my bladder was constantly being washed with antibiotic. So what I want you to learn from this is that listen to your body. When your body tells you it's got a problem, such as pain, do something about it. Listen to it. Don't just say, oh, it's nothing. Pay attention to it. Make sure that you get the right antibiotic. If you get an infection, have the antibiotic that works for UTIs. You know what else? When you take an antibiotic, for no matter what it is, also eat yogurt, because it puts good cultures into your body. I eat coconut yogurt with peanut butter granola every day, and what that does is put good bacteria back in your gut. Do eat yogurt when you're taking antibiotics. So I hope this helps somebody. I know I'm sharing way too much personal information, but I thought that maybe this could help somebody. And that's what we're here on YouTube to do, right? That's what I'm here to do, is to help people and to help women. And so I hope this helps you. And remember, and don't be embarrassed about having it. If I can get up here and talk to thousands of women about it, you can talk to a doctor about it. I mean, that's easy peasy by comparison. So do talk to your doctor. If you have to go to emergency care. So give me a thumbs up if it was worth it for me to share way too much personal information. I really thought about this. I didn't know if it would be offensive, if I should do it, if I had the guts to do it. I mean, this is a lot of personal information, but I hope it helps somebody. And I'll see you next time.